Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here to another episode of Universal Astrology. It is Monday. I am late, and that is okay. So we are going to look at the astrology really quickly, but since I'm running late and I have a longer stream promised for today that has to do with going into, for the first time, deep astrology, I'm going to go ahead and do this episode and then switch over on the live stream to doing all of the research type stuff, which is going to definitely include all of the solar activity that we've had over the weekend and see what that has brought us. So, before we get into all the heavy details and research of that, we'll look at the astrology for today. And also, just a side note, thank you again, Manifest, for my awesome webcam. And as I updated my drivers, get it working, I also managed to get my original webcam to work. So I will be able to do and pull live cards and show off charts and kind of have a desk cam set up that I'll use off and on as well. So that's just kind of some cool features that I have in the background and I'll probably pull out at the end of the stream today. Okay, so this is not the right chart. Sorry. This is the right chart. So let's do that. Okay, so the chart we were looking at was for a solar event. So describe that what was on the just now, which means also that some of the elements have changed as well. So we'll start with that since my screen isn't perfectly stating the truth for the elements. This chart is. So Sun is still in Cancer, but not for long. It is, as well as Mercury, about to enter Leo territory. Oh, officially summertime, guys. It has been livid hot here. Oh, for the weekend. The hubby and the baby are gone for the day at the river in my office. And I'm not sweating yet, but that might happen. Okay. We also have Venus is still in Gemini. Mars is still in Pisces, but just barely. He's going to be able to creep out of there after this new moon tomorrow. So along the lines of that, and since I'm going to be doing this more often, I might try to throw up my cam in a moment so we can look at the moon phase card that I have. So as far as aspects go, we'll take a look. Looks like, first of all, when it comes to aspects and conjunctions, looks like the moon is conjuncting or very close to, within 5 degrees of lining up with Venus. And for this new moon, so if we look and we just go a day, the moon is coming off of Venus, so it's already it's past Venus within the last 24 hours. And the other conjunction that's pretty major is the Sun and Mercury are conjunct at the last couple of degrees of Cancer. Now, in the sky, Cancer and Leo's constellations actually do overlap a little bit. So right now, Leo, or the Sun and Mercury, are really in the energy of both Cancer and Leo as far as stars and constellations are concerned in actual. And we still have Lilith on top of Mars, as he is just can definitely see land, and is just we're just trying with all our might to get those last couple of strokes to be able to get to land. And Lilith, as like the inner struggle of the inner warrior, is just like, are you really gonna die right before you get to land? Are you going to make it? And at this point, your only battle isn't even the water or the environment, it's within yourself. Will to survive, almost. So just know that energy is definitely hanging on the inside, and that we might have some inner battles with how slow everything has gotten, and that you just really want to get it done, and how good it would feel to just be done. I know that my mom is like torn up her house and kitchen and living room, and like she's just really ready to have her house back. But you know what? The house has gotten a lot done in a matter of a couple of days. So just hang on in there. It'll be okay. Everything will be back to normal. Better than it was before. maybe next week. Because even when you get to land, you still have to deal with the fact that you haven't eaten or drank anything but seawater as you chugged your way to get to land. So there's still a little bit of a recovery phase, and I can say that because I know a little bit about what the sun has been doing over the weekend. And even though we haven't had a lot of activity on the ground yet, we still have a hurricane that's pretty threatening and some earthquake activity that is bound to occur over the next couple of days. So we're going to take a look at that on the next episode. So if you're definitely stick around for the next video. As far as to do with the astrology, though, we still have this Mars squaring Pluto, bringing even more into the personal power struggle behind Lilith and Mars. The only other really aspect that has to do with this today is Mars and Lilith are also trining over to the Sun, and so it is definitely a mind over matter deal. Your inner will to live is definitely stronger than the inner battle. And so we just need to keep that in mind, that the trine, the helpful positivity, is within your positive thinking, message from spirit, and also just your own self-will to live and to get through whatever you're going through right now. Be that a really emotional relationship, as the moon crosses over Venus in Gemini, we can really overthink things. So this being with Venus, we might have some people who are just really overthinking their. So if that's you, just take a breather. Venus is right in the middle of Gemini, so this is a great time to make decisions and to think things over. When the moon passes over it, we can definitely overthink it, and we are entering a new moon phase, so there's hardly any illumination about things, so you might just be overthinking the darkness and the bad and the ugly instead of rethinking what uplift your relationship. Yeah, and then what's kind of happening with this is there's a semi trine over, or a semi sextile over to, with the moon and Venus, over to Uranus, which is sitting in Aries. And Aries is the first to go around the loop. Aries is also like, he's just really the first to willing to do anything, even if it's a bad idea. It may not have been his idea to, jump off this thing or start this project, but Aries is probably going to be the first to just jump on the bandwagon. So just be really careful about that in new relationships or new temptations when it comes to social or emotional decisions. And I say that because when Uranus is involved, things can be quick, they can be subtle, and they can be, with Aries, they can be rash, they can be temperamental, and they can be rather sudden. So if you have sudden changes in your relationships or your moods, you know what? Just take a breather, take a step back, and think about it, because your power is definitely in the Sun and Mercury, way more than it is anywhere else. And I can say that because Sun is about to enter its home. Leo and the Sun, that's where the Sun is really meant to be, is lined up with Sirius and Leo, the heart of Leo. And so that's where the Sun is in its most power. And we're approaching that season, and we're definitely seeing that activity as the Sun plops off. CMEs over the weekend, flare, a C-class 2.1 over the weekend, and there's been some really deep earthquakes, which will always lead to surface earthquakes. With the CME and some of the storms that are coming from the Sun, they're not going to be here for another couple of days, which means that most of the activity you haven't even seen yet on the surface is definitely coming. So with that in mind, we're setting up to really have to deal with our interpersonal struggle, our will to live, and our just overall sense of relationship, emotionally speaking, is what we're looking at with this chart and moving forward into the week. That's a little bit of a summary. For the daily episode, I'm going to call it, get it uploaded, because it's late and almost noon and due. So thank you so much for watching. If you guys want to get involved, join the stream, head over to Twitch. If you just like watching the daily episodes, go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't fall behind. And if you really like the research and the digging in of everything, come join me live on Twitch from about 12 to 2 on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I do a way more in-depth stream, which you guys will see some clips from on my channel, but definitely if you want to get involved, go over to Patreon. Patreon is where you can join a team, support the channel, and really help me grow and develop this thing into a show that is worth everybody's time and effort and following. So, thanks for your patience. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you in another clip. Bye!